Okay, so this class is for moot court mooting. In the first class, I have introduced what the subject is about and what are we, you should expect in this paper. You know, what will you learn out of this paper? I give you an introduction as to what are the proper topics in your syllabus. And yesterday we discussed about the court visit diary. What are you supposed to fill up? What is the just a sec, Alka Pradhan is also entering. Okay, so what are you supposed to do with regard to your court visit diary? Okay, now today I will give you an introduction as to what is moot court. Okay, two things with regard to this subject: what is mooting, and how am I supposed to do this subject? Okay, since most of you all voiced last time that you are not aware about mooting, you know, most of you have not participated, and it's a fact that you did not have this paper earlier in your semester. So for those purposes, I will introduce as to what exactly is mooting. Okay, and in the next class, I will tell you as to, okay, what are we supposed to do? That means how are we supposed to do our paper? Okay, so today is just about what exactly is mooting. Okay, to give you an idea as to what exactly this mooting is about. Okay, let me share my screen with you. I have prepared a PPT with you. Okay, you all have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here the screen that I have shared with you, just a sec, I'll just a sec. Okay, I want to focus on. Okay, so now you have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so here
ma'am.
is a setup of the moot court. Okay, okay, first question, and again, please enter on time. Some people enter late. Okay, first question, what is moot court? Okay, so moot court is an artificially created arrangement with a setup similar to a real court where students advocates argue hypothetical cases. So what exactly this is talking about is moot court is something which is giving you a feel of the real court. Okay, which is giving you a feel of the real court, and which will help you let's say enact as to what a real advocate does in a real court. Okay, so this is moot court. In your moot court intra-semester moot court competitions, I guess you all witnessed the national moot court also, right? So you must have seen that your seniors or even students just like you, in the nationals there were students participating from the first semester also, right, from other colleges. So the students, they actually first of all prepare a case which has already been given to them, then they are given this setup. Moot court or moot court hall was set up just like a courtroom, right? If you remember, it was set up like a real court, right, with a judge and with a reader or a pishkar in between, and then two parties were on both the sides. So what is this exactly? This is actually giving you an artificial arrangement, artificial setup, so that you can argue cases. Okay, these are obviously hypothetical cases. Okay, no, given to you, you are asked to research on it, and then you are asked to argue on these matters. But when I'm saying hypothetical cases, what happens is these are actually decided cases, from the Supreme Court. So this will help you in reading those judgments. This will help you in, like I say, application of the laws that you have studied in your various semesters. Okay, so is it clear what moot court is? What is moot court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, if there is a doubt, do raise your hand, okay, or do voice. Okay. Next, since we are talking about moot court, this word moot is also coming up, right? So this word moot that is coming up, this common term moot is a term for an assembly. That means a gathering, no? A gathering of the borough in the history of British institutions. So in the history of in early British institutions, no, institutions in the sense, I mean, in simple words, I'm saying courts, okay, simple courts, no, in the British early British period, when an assembly, gathering came together, it was termed as moot. Okay, now two dictionary meaning has been given to you for simple explanation of what moot is. Firstly, Webster's dictionary say that moot means to argue, whether for or against. It means to debate or discuss or to propose for discussion. Okay, so dictionary meaning, common meaning, it simply means you are actually arguing something, you are mooting something. Okay, clear? Okay, next dictionary meaning is Black's Law Dictionary. That is a legal dictionary. Okay, Black's Law Dictionary. Legal dictionary says that moot means a term that means an open question. That means some question is there, like an issue, like let's say whether this person is right or wrong. That is thrown to you. Okay, a set of facts is given to you. This person did this. Now, this question is thrown to you, whether the action that this person has done, whether this was good or not. That is thrown to you, and then there is a debate on that. Okay, that is debatable, unsettled, or subject to argument. So this is the dictionary meaning, Black's Law Dictionary and Webster's Dictionary. So as you can see, common term, Webster's Dictionary, Black's Law Dictionary, from all these meanings, a simple meaning that we can gather is moot means to actually discuss something which has an issue, okay, or to argue on something. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next question that comes is, okay, before I go to the background, no, as to when did it start, I will tell you more about the structure. That means, okay, we are saying moot is discussion. We are saying moot court is artificial court. Then when artificial court is created and when there is an argument, how exactly does it function? Okay, so this is also with regard keeping in mind the moot court competition and also keeping in mind the mooting that you are supposed to do in this subject. Okay, so how will this take place? How will this happen? It is very simple. Okay, it is okay, moot court structure. It is very simple. First thing you need to know as to who takes part in the moot court competition. Okay, that means just like a football game, no, who takes part in this football match? First question. Okay, so there are two teams. That is the answer. No, there are two teams in a football match, and one team will have 11 players, and there will be one goalkeeper. So that way you understand the game, right? So similarly, what happens in this moot court is there are two teams. That means wherever there is an argument, there has to be at least two teams, no? So two teams. So who takes part in a moot court competition? So one team will or should have at least one mooter, second mooter. That means two mooter. Okay, two people who will argue the case. That is a mooter. Okay, so two mooters or two speakers, we can say either speaker or mooter, and then one researcher. So minimum three people will be in one team. Okay, so three students in one team, and the other team also the same thing, two speakers and one researcher. Clear with first question? Who takes part?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
okay, now in the football match, you know that who will play in the forward. Forward like what are they supposed to do? Back what are they supposed? Are they supposed to defend the game? You know the goalkeeper is supposed to guard that particular goal post. The functions we all should know the functions also, no, so that the player can play well. So these three people that I just told you, Mooter 1, Mooter 2, researcher, all these three people have a role or a function. So Mooter 1 and Mooter 2, they have a similar role. That means they will help present their case, orally, verbally, they will present their case before the judge. And Mooter 1 and Mooter 2, they can, they have the liberty to divide the issues also. Like they will say that they can decide amongst themselves that, okay, for point 1 and 2, I will present the argument. And for point number 3 and 4, you do the argument. So that way, both the speakers will do their task. Okay, then the third participant, that is the researcher. The work of the researcher is to just like the word, research on the problem that has been given to you. Okay, so research the problem that is given to you. That means the researcher, although he will be just sitting next to the speakers during the competition, the third person, that is the researcher, will be doing the most important task. That means he should be aware about every argument that is given in the memorial or that particular written submission that you have in your hand. No, everything should be given in the researcher should be prepared about that. Okay, he should be aware of the research item. And when I come here, nobody asked me one question when I said, no, what is moot court? It is discussion, debate. But now one question comes is whether debate, because when whatever I'm giving you, the meaning that I'm giving you, it is similar to a debate, no? One issue is given to you, one is arguing for, one is arguing against. Okay, so debate, what difference can you find in this? All those who have witnessed the nationals, no, can you tell me, did you see any difference between debate and national mooting?
Ma'am, in case of debate, there is no researcher, ma'am.
There is no researcher, correct. There is no researcher. There is just one person who is, okay, in a team, there is just one person speaking, right? Yes, Karmadoma. Any other difference that you found?
Ma'am, based on any topic, moot court should be based on law.
Okay, debate, the issue could be any general topic also. Mooting, we are mooting on something related to law, fine. Anything else? Any other difference? It is correct. These differences are correct. Okay, let me tell you one most important. Yes, who was it? Rupesh? Pranay, yes, correct. A memorial is to be prepared. That means you have to have done extensive research. That means you will see like, a booklet kind of a thing, right? For 40, 50 pages of research that you have done already. And then on the basis of that, you moot. That is another difference, correct? Another difference, very important difference that you will find, especially the mooter, the one who is mooting will find, is in mooting what happens is you should not expect that you're debating, discussing, and nobody will interrupt you. In mooting what happens is you will be thrown a lot of questions. In debate what happens is you are just giving your point, finishing a debate and coming back. No, here in mooting what happens is the judges, the panel of judges will throw a volley of questions and they will interrupt you. So, like I said, the researcher has a very vital work. Researcher has to be very, very vigilant at that point of time, supplying answers. If you have that in your memorial, help your mooter friend. Okay, we already have that point, you can pass on that answer. So you will find a very active kind of a debate happening in mooting. Okay, so that difference also you will find in mooting. So then don't get confused between debate and mooting. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next is where was I? What functions? Okay, moot court room. Moot court room, the setup, like I already showed you, in the first slide, moot court room, the setup of the moot court, it's just like this, where the judge is sitting in the front, we have readers or the peshkar in the between, or court officers, you call them court officers also, who will assist or, in the functioning of the court. And here you will see two teams, the one who's speaking in front of the mic, and then there is other team on the other side. So this is the setup, common setup in the moot court competition. The reason being very simple, that it is very similar to a real court. Okay, so as far as possible, you all will in the first class, I told your senior was like, frozen and couldn't speak in front of the court, a real advocate. So actually, this setup is also given so as to you can overcome that fear or nervousness when you actually start practicing. So when you are already comfortable in this setup, the real courtroom setup, then the real practice won't be very difficult. Okay, so this is the whole purpose. And next, next thing that you need to know about moot court is the moot problem. That means a problem will be given to you. Now, problem means it is a set of facts, a story. Okay, a story will be given to you. Like, let's say, since you all are I'm sure you all are aware about the Nirbhaya case, no? So I might give you a story, like on one particular night on 5th of November to 1999, two people were traveling by bus, and this happened, and then finally this matter reached the court. Now this will be the problem that will be given to you. Okay, and there might also be something additional. That means in the lower court, this was decided that since the two accused were minor, so they will not be tried in the real court. Okay, so this much of information will be given to you as a moot problem. Now, finally, at the end of the moot problem, I will be giving you one particular thing, like this particular matter now has reached the appellate court. That means it has come in appeal, and the client has approached you. Okay, now you have the fact, whatever happened in the lower court, now it has reached the appellate court also. You have the fact, the story, the particular relevant sections also. Now this case has come to you for appeal. Now that is the moot problem given to you. Okay, so on the basis of this moot problem, what will you do is you will study, you will research, prepare your arguments, and then argue in front of the appellate court. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. How to see? I'm just giving you the moot court, structure of the moot court. What are the things involved in mooting? Now, how will you deal with the problem and all? Don't worry, I will discuss that also. Okay, how to deal with the problem, how to research also. I'll take another class. Okay, right now I'm just telling you about what are the things involved in the moot court. Okay, one by one, categorically. Now, next is, once the moot problem is given to you, what is the running order of the moot? That means now once the problem has been given to you, what is the next stage? Okay, what is the next stage of the next stage of the moot court competition? Next stage is a memorial has to be submitted. That means the written argument that you have prepared, that is to be submitted. Thereafter, on the basis of that written argument, you will have to argue all the arguments, the research work that you have done, arguments that you've prepared. So all those will be, you will be able to now submit it before the court and convince, the judges that this is the argument for these issues, your lordship. That's why please give me the prayer, that I will pray before you. Okay, so this will be the structure of the moot court. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is what is involved in the moot court. And to help you, that means simple things, no, like what will be the time limit for speaking, what will be the page limit for memorial, all these things will be given in the rules of the competition. Okay, so the rules will also be given, that means you will have to read the rules as well. Now, another thing I would like to tell you in terms of rule is this rules is also a part of, I will say, teaching you this advocacy, the profession. Why? Because wherever you go, whenever you start practicing, no, when you prepare a real case, when you prepare a real argument and present it, there are a set of rules that you need to follow. Okay, like for example, in the High Court, if you have to file a writ petition that you're not happy with this cutting of trees in this hospital data, okay, you want to file a writ petition. Okay, so what is the rule, proper rule with regard to filing of writ petition? So for that, you need to follow a certain rule. That is called High Court Practice and Procedure Rules. So there is a small rule book. Okay, so there you will find all the particulars, like what are you supposed to, how are you supposed to draft your writ, what are the additional documents that needs to be provided. So in the rare cases also, you need to follow a certain rule, okay, set of rules. So for this purpose, the moot court structure is also framed in such a way that you will be able to practice as close as possible to the real court. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
this
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
moot court room that I showed you, and with regard to, I'll give you a little background on the mooting. Okay, so this is moot court structure that I just discussed. Little background as to when did it actually start. Okay, just let's give a little brushing up on the mooting. When did mooting begin? So here you see Ethelred the Unready. This is the first recorded reference of moot. You know, when we talk of kings, no, kings of England, there is a certain title given, no, like Sandeep Rai, the king of England, the let's say Bahubali, the title, you know, the title given to every king. So the Unready is the title. Okay, Ethelred was the king, Ethelred the Unready. Okay, so this this is the, you know, Ethelred the Unready 979, the book was published. Okay, so he had laid down a certain set of rules. So here also you will find a little reference of mooting. Okay, so the first reference. And this is another book where you will find the reference of mooting, that is History of English Law by Pollock and Maitland. So Pollock and Maitland, I think when you studied political science, you must have heard a lot about Pollock and Maitland, no? So I will okay, Pollock and Maitland, and then another book I will show you. Okay, here, Robert R. Pierce's Guides to, if you just see the title, no, title also has a reference to the word moot. A guide to the inns of court and chancery with notices of their ancient disciple, rules, orders and customs, readings, moots, masques, revels and entertainments. So this book also has a reference to the word moot. Okay, this title page also has a reference to the word moot. Another reference, that I will provide you is, this is the book History. This cover page is a new one. Okay, this is a reprint, but then this was written in 1831. So George Crabbe had written a History of English Law. So History of English Law. So here also you will find a reference description of mooting from the early 1800s. Okay, so here it was mentioned that in the early inns of court, in the early courts of England, the people used to move, they used to agitate, debate, argue on cases. These moots were usually performed by students and certain people of certain standing. So this kind of a reference has been made in this book as well. Okay, when a history of English law was written by George Crabbe. So the reference of mooting has also been made. And okay, another reference that you will find in the history is Lord Atkin. Are you familiar with Lord Atkin? You must have studied somewhere, right? Have you heard Lord Atkin somewhere?
Not yet, ma'am.
No. Okay, I'll tell you something. Lord Atkin, no, he is the judge who, the famous judge who deliberated on this this snail inside a bottle. Remember the case from Tots?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened? What was the case? Who can tell me what was the case? Name of the case? Hello? Hello? Yes, Rupesh, can you repeat? Rupesh's audio is not audible. Okay, anyway, I'm not able to hear you. But this is the famous case, you know, this case of that ginger beer case from Tots. Okay, so Lord Atkin gave this judgment. Okay, so Lord Atkin has also written, you know, in the Gray's Inn. Gray's Inn again is, like I said, the I'll show you Gray's Inn in just a way. Okay, Gray's Inn, Lord Atkin has written that the practice of mooting was an ancient and essential part of legal training necessary for all to the bar. Okay, so Lord Atkin has also made a reference with regard to mooting. Okay, then this is the Gray's Inn that I just referred. Okay, so it is like a court premises. No, it is like a court premises in England. Okay, so where all the barristers who used to practice in England. No, it is actually, let's say, they would be accommodated here. Okay, so there were 4 inns in the English period. So this is one, Gray's Inn. Okay, so Lord Atkin used to be here. So he has made a reference with regard to mooting as well. Okay, you can research further also if you want. And then coming to the later stages where formal legal education began, no, in the United States, let's say in the 18th, 19th century, then it slowly caught up. That means just like the legal education that we have today, very similar structure you will find in the late 18th and 19th century.